Hi friends, it's Sunny. I'm back for more scoop on the new Bravo TV reality series, Dancing Queens. So as you might know, yesterday I posted a couple videos sharing some secret info on every character that was not shared on the show, or in some cases was hidden on the show. And Little Black Bedroom commented, hey, do you think this series is going to be renewed? Great question. I thought you would all be interested to hear about that. So I do have a pretty good idea of what's going on behind the scenes. Here's why. Number one, I was contacted for the first season of Dancing with the Stars to try out for that show. So I have an idea of what's going on in terms of contract negotiations. Number two, I was featured on the print advertising for the Learning Channel's ballroom reality TV show, Ballroom Boot Camp. So this appeared in like bus stop print ads and stuff like that. And then number three, there is a show on Fox TV called So You Think You Can Dance. And for their very first debut episode, they filmed at our studio a premiere party for that. So I have a good idea of what goes on behind the scenes with the dancers, with the studios, how that works. So number one, probably most important, Bravo currently has the series listed as quote unquote on hiatus, not yet renewed. I think that's a good sign. Doesn't say canceled, but I can tell you from that first season on Fox, So You Think You Can Dance, the pay for that very first season is not good because they don't know how popular the show is going to be. And that network obviously is investing a lot in you. And they want to make sure they're going to be able to comp that money back. So for example, Dancing with the Stars first season, each star negotiated separate contracts, kind of different money values based on their popularity. But for the pros, since no one knew ballroom dancing pros at that time, we were only offered $2,000 an episode, and then bonuses for each next episode that your star makes the cut on. Okay, and you also had to drop your entire current clientele and move to LA. And so especially if you're fully booked as a pro, you really don't want to do that. So anyway, they probably are trying to renegotiate those contracts now, and they probably had only in a contract for one season. So that all lines up, and they're probably all gunning for higher pay. Okay, next up, I think the big question is, if they do renew, are they going to have the same characters? So this, I think, is the most interesting kind of variable here. And my short answer is yes, but not all of them. And here's why, and who I think is going to get the cut. So number one, we have Sabrina and Colette. And as I think I shared in my last video, these two do have a history of either trying to be an actress or being in previous reality TV shows. So this tells me this is a bucket list for them. They're kind of thirst traps. They're going to want to be on TV. That's not for everyone, but obviously that's a bucket list for them. So I'm sure whatever Bravo offers them, they'll be eager to sign and hit the road. Number two, Leonie is taking a break from her dancing. We learned that in the season finale, to focus on her family. So no way she's going to be on the next season if she's not dancing. There's really nothing of interest for the series to film there. So if they renew, she's probably going to be replaced by a new character, if they can find one. Pooja, also a definite hard no. Here's why. We revealed at the end of the season finale that Pooja drops the Latin and returns to what she's already been successful in the past in, which is rhythm. So she will not be on the floor in the same events, and probably not even the same days at these comps as the other ladies are at. So For filming purposes, it's very expensive to bring in a camera crew. They're not going to bring a whole crew in for an entire new day just to film Pooja. So Pooja is out. If they can't reach new contract negotiations with Donnie and Gael, they'll probably replace them as well. Though I suspect that would be likely because they did want to be on the first season. The only question would be if they disliked how they were portrayed on the show, because I can also tell you, having been on a little TV myself or in the media, they go in with a certain way they want to present you, in a nutshell they want to put you in. And you don't have any creative control over that. If you don't give them what they want, they will sit you down or repeatedly interview you until they get the soundbite that they want. So, finally, I do think they're going to bring back as many characters as they can, and here's why. I have been contacted regularly for years by casting directors trying to find ballroom dancers willing to appear or star on reality shows. And honestly, 99.9999% of us don't want to do it. Here's why. We prioritize our dancing. We're all very serious about it, and that just distracts us from coaching. Number two, you have to be beholden to this camera crew's schedule, and we're busy people. So unless you really want to be a reality TV star, in my opinion, it would not be worth the time at all. Number three, they're going to have a difficult time finding studios willing to film there. Here's why. When they film these dance lessons or coachings or whatever in the studio, they expect the entire studio to shut down so they have complete control of the lighting, the sound, and you've got to throw everyone else out. And the reality is, as a dance studio, I am much more invested in my long-term clients than some one-off TV show that may not even be back next year. And dance studios tend not to be a destination business. It's not like Disneyland. There are hundreds of them to choose from. So even if the viewers enjoy the show and they think my studio is cool, they're going to find something similar close to home. So there's no financial really vested interest in the studios consenting to be filmed there. So obviously the studios they are filming at are likely happy with it. So if they do renew, they're probably going to focus on the same studios. We also learn in the season finale that Donnie's pro Ilya has moved. They're no longer dancing together. So I suspect he's out. And they didn't mention it on this finale, but I did a little R&D, and he has moved. He's with the same chain. He was previously in New York, but now are in New Jersey, actually. And he's moved down to that same chain managing their branch in Georgia. So none of the other characters are in Georgia. There's no way Bravo is going to invest in a whole camera crew flying down there to film just at this one studio. They're going to focus as much as they can on consolidating their filming locations just for filming costs. It's quite expensive and very difficult to organize everything. So I believe he's out, and it'll be interesting to see who they replace him with. I'm assuming Donnie's new pro, if he's willing to do it, and he probably is if he took her on as a student. I don't think it's a good sign at the end of the season finale they give a 6-month follow-up on each dancer. So if they are in negotiations, it's going to be a ways off before they film that. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but it does mean we're unfortunately likely not going to see that in the very near future. Okay. Next up, I think it's a very good sign that they featured Gael so much this season. Here's why. She only actually danced one time. Okay. They're not going to have us, the viewer, emotionally invest in a character that we see dance literally for 10 seconds. And I can tell you in terms of dealing with the media and reality dance casting directors, as it was presented to me, they said, Sunny, no one is interested in a story about the Boy Scouts. They're interested in a story about a Boy Scout who does something interesting that the viewer can emotionally invest in. So dancing is no different. They're not just going to generically throw in a bunch of different characters each season. they're going to want to repeat as many characters as they can to cultivate return viewers. And I think it's a good sign that they did feature Gael so much for how little she danced this season. So I loved her dancing. I thought she was a compelling character, and I hope to see her more next season. So 2 of the 3 signs point to yes. So I give it a 66% chance shot that we're going to see this again, and I sure hope so, because I love the series just like you do. So thanks for joining me today, and I will post an update, a review of the season finale. I do want to answer people's questions as fast as I can. So if you have anything you'd like me to talk about, mention it in the comments, and if I think everyone's going to be interested, I'll do a separate video on that for you. So thanks for joining me. Have an awesome day, and I will see you soon with more tea on Dancing Queens and what's going on behind the scenes. If you liked today's video, please subscribe, comment below to let me know if you're interested in seeing the series, or maybe not. Maybe you're done. So talk to you soon. Bye guys. Have a good day.